And now we jump in to what is the last quarterfinal. Who will face Happy? Who will join Focus and Sock? Two Westerners facing each other here. Rare sight. It is Starbuck with Random versus Hitman with ORC. So Mr. Remo Demo Man, what's the race?
Dude, are we in game? Like, what is going on here?
We are
Starbuck,
in game.
First map, rolls, ORC. It's gonna be an ORC mirror. But look at the heroes, bruh.
It's Farseer for Hitman and Blade Master for Starbuck?
Oh, like, what?
Like what?
What is going on here? He's playing a 2-burrow tech, by the way, with Blade. If he wants to be Giga Swag, this is mirror image first.
Oh my god.
No, there's a... Is he making a shop? I guess he's making a shop. Okay. Unfortunately not. Would have been fun. With the mirror image, you can tank the damage with the illusion. You don't have to build a shop. You can save gold, have a faster attack. But no, we won't be that swanky early on. But I'm surprised. I definitely thought, I was convinced Hitman would be stubborn and play the Blade Master always, as he always does. But no, he realized the Farseer is the hero who's better all around against all 4 races. And Hitman is willing to compromise and not go Blade every time.
For the greater good of NA #1 versus EU #1, he sacrifices his dear Blade Master. It is mirror image, by the way.
Oh, it is mirror image.
It is mirror image, dude!
Nice. I feel like that he didn't need the shop, though. But, okay, fair enough. Wait. How much mana did this mirror image take? What?
Huh?
Is this old mirror image?
What?
Look how low the mana the Blade Master is. Did he summon mirror image twice? No. I'm so confused.
We are all very much confused, Remo, but it will be fine down the road. Maybe it was a change that was reverted or something. I really don't remember.
No, I think he just used it twice. Yeah, he used it first to creep and then use it again to scout.
Okay, good. We're good. We're all good. Professional Warcraft 3 broadcasters here at work, everybody. Man, I miss Quberte already.
Yeah, he's using a lot of mana here early with the Blade. He bought Gloves of Haste. Nowadays, of course, from these small camps, you can't get circles anymore. You can't buy circles through the marketplace anymore. This is really not ideal for the Blade Master. I feel like perhaps Blade Master, one of the heroes, hit most with the circlet nerf. But he's getting the slippers, and those are always very nice.
Yeah, and shouldn't the rings be pretty good for the mirror image build as long as there's no dispel? Because they get a lot tankier with all the rings.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely. Like, mirror images, you know, we all like the memes of big crits from the mirror image, but honestly, they don't do much damage. Even if you have plus 30 damage, mirror images don't do that much DPS, but they soak up a lot of damage if they don't get dispelled. As we also see from creeping. Speaking of creeping, Starbuck moving quickly towards level 3, it looks like.
With the 12 o'clock, this is not to be expected, really. He will have the damage. It will take a little bit of damage and heal selves, but man, this is a big target of the map being eliminated early.
Talisman of Evasion, very nice for the Blade. Does that work on mirror images, the evasion? If it does, that's really good. But I'm not sure.
Don't think so. Quberte, save us if you can, or remain silent if you don't know it. Okay.
Silence.
Cool. Professional.
Wait. Dude, this is a solo Blade Master tower push. Is that what's happening right now? No, he's going for a second hero. But this is a tower push by Starbuck.
What?
But he's expecting an enemy Blade Master, I'm pretty sure. Tower pushing a level 3 Farseer, man. That is not recommended.
This is this is the weirdest orc mirror that I've seen in a long time. Starbuck is supply blocked now, can't go for any reinforcements. There is a town portal on Hitman, Firelord it is. We got mirror image lava spawn, but the lava spawn is left behind actually.
Shadowhunter didn't skill yet, by the way. He could go Serpent Woods here against this push, but does he really need to? I don't know. Mirror image tower push. I have certainly never seen this before.
Yeah, I'm so confused. Oh my god. Let's see how this goes. The grunts of Hitman, very, very hurt. He's going for the Farseer now. He used the town portal before. I'm pretty sure he's not in range of the shop. Heal wave has to come in. And the illusions are soaking up a lot of damage. Now speed scroll, reposition next to the shop. But the towers are growing. And the lava spawns are splitting.
Before fences is finished, mirror image is summoned again. You could surround him here, maybe. With the 3 images, with the 3 Blade Masters, but not gonna happen here. First tower is cancelled and the lava spawn still doing good damage, but when they expire, he might be in trouble. Where are the walkers? Where is the damage? What is even happening this game?
I don't know, man. I know that it's 4 lava spawns. Okay, 3 now. 1 he took care of. Another grunt, very, very hurt. Walkers are there, but is the upgrade? Not really.
What does Starbuck have left? This blade at this level 3 Farseer is just so strong defensively with the wolves being resummoned over and over with the help of the shop. And nice idea by Starbuck. I'm pretty sure Hitman didn't see this push coming, but he was prepared with a strong Farseer, and Hitman with a smart choice. It's not unlikely at all that he's going to get lamed here and cheesed by his opponent. The Farseer working out perfectly, leveling him up quickly, going for a bit of a push, having the strong level 3. And the Farseer is just a really, really cheese-proof hero. Always has been.
Should we send someone to pinch Hitman now that he's thinking that it's a super weird dream that he's experiencing right now?
I think every day for Hitman is a weird dream in a bit of a haze, to be honest.
Got a point there, Mr. Remo Demo man. So, what are we doing now with Starbuck's Blade Master Mirror Image Firelord Grunt build?
Well, we are going for Shaman, apparently. Spear Lodge is coming up. However, it cannot be described as being very fast. While the Firelord is on a solo mission to hunt for something, Hex could be a problem here. Yeah.
Well, he's hunting for his grave, if you ask me.
Hitman can't enjoy the Blade Master crits this game, but he can at least enjoy the Wolf crits, and that one is enough. GG. Cute idea by Starbuck, but not cute enough. Hitman, smartly, wisely, got ready for any kind of cheese.
There was a big laugh right there on camera from Hitman about about this this game right there. Quberte, your expert analysis of a mirror image lava spawn rush.
Well, all I can say is Starbuck as always didn't let me down. I was calling for that mirror image to be used in Orc Mirror there, and it was it was not super strong, obviously, but a nice try. I think a Blade Firelord push. We used to see that a little bit now and then, and Hitman going with Farseer, definitely surprising. Even versus random, he typically plays Blade. I think, yep, as you said, Remo, cheese-proof hero indeed, managing to hold out fairly easily in the end.
It's kind of weird now because both players are making the series weird. Starbuck was probably very sure that it's Blade Master all the way, but Hitman changing that up. And if game 1 is a tower push like this, you can experience absolutely everything for the series that's to come.
Yeah, this is the really fun thing about seeing players like Starbuck and also Infi. The random component in these matches is super interesting for the players themselves and also for us as viewers. And for map 2, we roll the dice again. And question is, what's Starbuck gonna get this time?
That is indeed a big question, and if you're a Hitman, you will not like that outcome. Is the matchup he hates most, but on the map that favors his race the most. Starbuck is on Night Elf.
Hero choice is so important here. If Hitman goes Blade now, I think he's in a fine spot. Farseer, especially nowadays, is so terrible against Night Elf. It's a catastrophe.
Of course.
It's Farseer. Oh, not a good start.
Well, yesterday there was a match between Grubby and Kevin.
Grubby!
And Grubby made it work in very, very weird ways to play with the Farseer. And we've seen very weird ways from Starbuck on map 1. Maybe he can do it. Hitman, I mean.
Yeah, Starbuck in the past, of course, he's laddering a lot with random, and he also enjoyed playing a lot with orc and human. And he comes from being an undead main a long time ago. But what he rarely plays specifically is Night Elf. It's always been his weakest race for a long time, at least. So, how many times has he played this? How many times has he faced a Farseer first with playing Keeper first? I'm a bit worried that perhaps he's not so familiar with this. But then again, it is worthy to be said that Starbuck is normally a pretty good player on the fly, thinking fast on his feet, as many random players are. Now he knows what's up, and I wonder what Hitman is going to adjust here.
We did just adjust the prize pool, Mr. Remo Demo Man, because Enigma Zack coming in with a $125 donation, as well as buying a profile picture. Big up for that, Enigma. And also Hambam with $10 saying, had some dollars lying around. Fantastic support, everybody. Thank you so much for that.
That is pretty pog. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wonderful indeed. Keeper creeping up fast. Getting a quick level 2 on this map. If you're left alone, it's easy to get level 3 as the tier 2 tech now begins. The Huntress build has certainly fallen a bit out of favor, but we've seen a bit of a return with it as well. But I always felt like against Farseer, the best thing you can do is just skip the Huntress, because Headhunters are likely, and just go to Dryads fast, because Dryads hard counter everything the Farseer has to offer.
Okay, you can still use Chain Lightning versus Wisps, but apart from that one instance, I totally agree with you. They're magic immune, of course. They can dispel against the wolves, of course, but they might be torn down by Headhunters down the road. Yeah, you gotta be quick on your feet to adjust, that's 100% correct. Might not even be too much about execution, but finding the right counters and movements.
And it is a very fast tech by Hitman, isn't it? One grunt tech. Tier 2 will finish pretty soon. Certainly clearly ahead of the Night Elf. Did he build himself in with a second grunt? Maybe. But it looks like there should actually be an opening there. Items on both sides. Pretty subpar so far. But the Keeper now getting a big level up. A level 3 Keeper. It was a menace for many years. How much can Starbuck get done with it?
Probably a lot. Shop is coming up as well for some clarities in a bit. And Hitman working on his level 3 as well, but he'll not be advantageous in that position. So far, not the biggest decisions, except the first hero, of course. No idea where this game is going.
Yeah, when we saw the Orc Desperate Days, where they felt hopeless against Night Elf, we would oftentimes see Farseer play on Tidehunters and Autumn Leaves, and then Shadowhunter second normally try to have a strong mid game and expand behind it. That at least was the idea back then. We'll see if that is the approach or something else.
It's 5
Looks
wisps.
like Starbuck is feeling confident, moving across the map with the Keeper and the Archers. Of course, the Archers can have a bit of a tough time against the Wolves.
It's also 5 wisps. Oh, Entangle. Surround closed in. Nicely done. Invisibility on the Archers as well. What's going on?
Naga second push. Wisps for the APs. Okay, well, I think it's clear by now. Starbuck is all about the lames, all about the pushes. Well, perhaps not lames, but slightly cheesy play, one could say.
Is there even a Hunter Assault? Or does he have to push with Engines of War?
Oh, true. Shop and Ancient of War doesn't have Hunter Assault.
Yeah, he doesn't have these APs, okay. But the Archer's looking fine. Elun's Grace is protecting them from most of the Chain Lightning. He's cleaning some of them up, reducing the damage output of Starbuck, but the trees are growing.
This is quite unusual. The shop's still up for the Orc, but that one is going to be taken out sooner rather than later. Is there enough room in the back of the base for a shop? I'm not sure. I don't believe so. So the peons must repair the shop.
Oh, can he shop a little bit? Man, more and more archers are falling though. Wolves not dispelled, as it is expensive. Shadowhunter has to use Heal Wave on himself. And a little bit of healing, maybe a potion soon. But these archers, man, they will provide quite some experience.
Ancient of War also quite threatening. He's getting Nature's Blessing. I love that.
Yep.
Nature's Blessing for the Ancients of War here, gonna be a big help. We'd love to see a second Ancient of War as well coming up for Starbuck. Don't think there's any damage really to cancel at the moment. And the Wisp there for the detonate. The Wolves have been dispelled. But with the next round of Wolves, might be a different story. A lot of archers very hurt.
Oh man, in the StarCraft days where both were playing competitively as well, Hitman was known for all these cheeses. Starbuck, I guess, not so much. But now the turns have tabled. And this Ancient of War can of course be repaired. Provides a big wood shield. This game isn't over yet though.
Peons in the borrow though, the Ancient of War. I think it's going to be going down.
Yep.
The pair wasn't in time. Oh, and the Nature's Blessing wasn't quite ready yet. Just a few seconds off. Maybe should have been rooted rather than uprooted. Farseer, third as well. We haven't seen mana potions yet until I say it. And there's the Chain Lightning. The Farseer in trouble still. The Purge is there. Maybe too late though. Heal potion being bought. And used. Oh my god. At the very last moment.
Yo, that was very ambitious, but Hitman is able to pull it off. Slaughtering poor archers, and he would love to have some heal selves himself. Now, not the case. Heal wave on the Farseer, and this is not looking good for Starbuck anymore.
Yeah, the push was pretty scary for a long time, but solid play by Hitman. Holding on very patiently, very impressively, and now the Wolves are just tearing things apart. No APs to back up this push, I think, made it a little bit too flimsy. Of course, hard to afford that all with the resources, Hunter's Fall and all that. But yeah, this is held, and this game looks almost won.
Hold the line was the game plan for Hitman, and he made it work. Now Hex available as well for some hero focus. There's still some mana. He can use the selves now, the clarities now. Upgrades are kicking in for the Shaman, and Ensnare is coming in as well, and Starbuck is badly bruised.
Yeah, this game looks almost unwinnable. And I have to wonder, was the push, the cheese this time really necessary? The Keeper against Farseer matchup is a great one. In general, Night Elf against Farseer matchup is a great one. Couldn't you have just played Standard? Either Expansion or Talons, both could have worked out really well. Maybe there, Starbuck doesn't feel like he's experienced enough. But yeah, the push didn't work out. I guess it's always easier to say in hindsight. But it's hard to imagine how now this game can be winnable in any way for them.
Yeah, I mean, if this works, we're praising Starbuck to the moon of how creative he is and what a strategic genius, etc. But if pushes like this fail, they oftentimes look a little silly. He's still playing his map control. Unfortunate drop with the Scourge Bone Chimes. Treants benefit from it, but that's about it. Hitman about to get the 2-0.
He's got the Purge against the Treants. He's got the Wolves against the Archers, even Grunts. He's got the way better army at the moment, especially out in the open. So that means that map control fully goes over to the Orc, and Hitman's Lally gonna creep the middle of the map. Starbuck can be lucky if he's allowed to creep this lab over here.
Yeah, that should be relatively easy. Book of the Dead summoned as well. If Starbuck has no wisps, he could easily get surrounded there. Shredder for him now. Another rare sight for a Night Elf. And Hitman, he's building an expansion in the south.
Having still a potent army of almost 50 supply, he knows out in the open his opponent with only archers has absolutely no chance at the moment. And in fact, Starbuck is turtling up, going for an AP of his own. Now he's the one afraid of being pushed.
Oh, and he is pushed. Hitman is his pusher. 4 and 3 heroes. Shaman with mana. No tier 3 around at all. Very limited forces for Starbuck. The shop been picked apart as well. We do have a staff. We do have potions. That's all he can use at the moment.
And you know, I think the thing is, Hitman, he plays so many ladder games. He has faced so many different strategies. I feel like normally against cheese, he is pretty well prepared. Unlike other players who are mostly relying on standard play, Hitman normally has a flowchart that takes care of most dangers. Which again brings me back to the questionability of this strat. Throwing in 1 or 2 cheeses, I can certainly get behind. But it looks like just Starbuck is, you know, that's all he's going to do. We're only 2 maps in. But we're going to see what's happening on map 3. Most likely with a 2-0 lead for the American.
NA #1, baby. Only a ring here. Shadowhunter still has the Wand of Mana stealing. Bucky smells the expansion at the bottom and will be able to cancel it, but at what cost?
Even bought a sapper, perhaps not quite needed. Has a TP to get back. I wonder what the sapper's up to. It's going on a little trip. Oh, but the shaman is there. The first time ever that shaman right clicks looked like some damage.
Can't prevent much of the damage here though.
Wait, actually connects. Hey! How did he make it there? What?
Well, I don't know, but the repair is ready. One burrow falls. In the meantime, the Ancient Protector is holding the fort, but now floodgates are open.
Yeah, I think I like the plan B from Starbuck here. If he had made it to tier 3 into Mountain Giants, or perhaps Bears, could have been a strong position for him. But he was getting pressured before. TP home now. Nice TP. Way in the back. Well protected. And got some burrows. Thank God the Sapper connected. Otherwise, this would be looking real bad.
Oh, yeah. Just as bad as the health of these peons. Maybe he can whittle them down with some Treants and Entangle, but that is, of course, risky against Hex and Ensnare. Starbuck bought some time. The AP was worth the investment. He's working on his tier 3, and then we get Orbs and Bears and Reju and Roar and all that good stuff, but I feel like the hero combo, both hero combos, not the greatest for the late game, but who scales better?
Yeah, good question. It's not going to be a pure Dryad army, so at least Chain Lightning is going to be valuable. I think I prefer the Orc side just because of the Shadowhunter. Wouldn't even mind a retrain into Serpent Wards. Because especially the Keeper is very questionable how much he's going to be providing aside from the Orb. Speaking of Orb though, the shop isn't ready yet.
Nope. Had to be rebuilt after being killed on the left-hand side prior. Entangle holds some value. Oh, the heal wave, little bit of a waste. But yeah, Hitman is just trying to buy time for his expansion in the south.
Yeah, but Starbuck all of a sudden, he's going to have a decent army. He's got the Dryads, which are great against the Wolves. He's got the Bears, which are never bad, really. Unless facing a lot of magic damage, which we don't really have here. And if Starbuck could win the next fight, he might not be in the worst spot. But there is 2 heal scrolls that he has to go up against.
Can you imagine the chatter if Hitman loses this after this botched tower push attempt?
We have to get Slash on the call then.
No, that is not safe for work. Maybe not safe for life. Yeah, let's just do a podcast with Slash, Soin, Hitman. You know, great idea.
Honestly, Hitman isn't much of a whiner, except for Night Elf. Like,
yeah,
everywhere
exactly.
else, he can control himself.
But I mean, Night Elf tower push failed, then still lose. I can see him.
I mean, Slash outclasses him in whine potential though. In whining excellence.
Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. It's his birthday, by the way, today. Happy birthday, Slash.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Slash.
I sang for him this morning. Oh, he's watching the games.
True. 2 orcs, perhaps, in the semifinals. After today. Wait, did he Tome of Return? Yeah, right?
He did into Serpent Wards, but I wonder how much that will do because we got a Mountain Giant transition by Starbuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a really good one-base army, against which orcs normally struggle quite a bit on tier 2 only, especially without a blade. But it does take a while to be ready. Does he have triple heal scroll? He does have triple heal scroll. Okay, that's pretty good.
Only 1 orb so far, so the poison damage isn't that crazy, but the Dryads add up to this, and these poor peons, they just want to go to work. Not allowed at all. And here, TP traded. But with that, the Great Hall is up, and the Echo advantage is rising for Hitman.
This was actually a big move. It slows down the economy for a long time. Having to remake peons now, that costs more gold, and of course no additional income at the moment. Somehow, There's a possibility for Starbuck to win this.
Unbelievable.
He's waiting for the next Moonwell to be ready, and then double MGs, and it's going to be one hell of a one-base army.
Really hard to deal with in these fights. And expansion bottom right. Okay.
Oh, Shadow level 5 though. Okay,
That's
that's
big.
also pretty good.
Starbuck did go for both of the upgrades, right? Otherwise, Kodos can still eat mountain giants.
A town is under siege.
Yeah, he got him.
Okay.
A player's
That's
forces
important.
are under attack.
That Moonwell. It's the slowest Moonwell of all time. Come on, hurry up. Alright, there we go. Double MG time. No?
Not
No!
just...
He's waiting for the age supply Moonwell.
Well, there's an
Okay.
orcish horde knocking at his door with double Kodo, lots of grunts, lots of mana of the Shadow Shaman as well. And now the production starts, but MGs, I mean, MG equals GG, we know that. We've seen it before, but they do take some time to rebuild.
Yeah, normally here behind the wall you're in a good position, but not if Snake Pit is getting set up outside.
And I guess a shop will be coming up on the left-hand side as well. Hitman checking a couple of boxes, also going for a demo now.
And the bottom third on the Night Elf side, another orb carrier, but it doesn't even have 2 orbs yet, just the single one. This is such a big orb army, dude.
Oh.
And he has so much healing.
Bottom is not coming out. Second orb, not on the Naga either. Now we got Roar, but Starbuck is supply blocked. What can the Mountain Giants do? It's only 2 of them. First Raider down, and there's no way to kite, of course, but grunts are falling rather quickly.
One Kodo getting taken out, but 2 still alive, and 1 is importantly eaten. The MG's taken a surprisingly high amount of damage. Dude, those Serpent Wards.
Oh
Those
my
Serpent
god.
Wards racking in the DPS. And both MGs almost dead already.
How? What? I mean, they were changed a little bit, but when did MGs get deleted like this?
Yeah, and there goes that strong one-base army. Maybe I overestimated the Mountain Giants a bit.
Yeah, me too.
Turns out they disappeared.
But Remo, I had math in school, and the equation, the MG equals GG equation, can't be wrong. I proved them before. Times change, I guess.
Our mastermind, Kevin, first gave us this brilliant equation. Maybe he's gonna have to redact some of it. But yeah, we're gonna see the 2-0 here for Hitman, that's for sure. And the American gets very close to the semifinal.
Okay, trying to save the Shadow Hunter, he does. Naga on the menu, level 6 as well. Now dies, but only after the GG was called, and Hitman getting the 2-0, 3 match points.
Well, boys, seems like my prediction might be completely out the window here. Starbuck opting for 2 rushes. Honestly, pretty unexpected by him. He is known to be a crafty player, but not necessarily always resorting to some sort of all-in or cheese like this. I would have definitely liked to see like a Master Dryad expansion type game from him this time around. That Ancient of War push with just 1 Ancient of War not really working out too well. I feel like we needed a lot more of them. Perhaps even sacrilegious as it sounds, skipping the Nature's Blessing just to make more of them, because 1 was clearly not enough. The upgrade took too long to come online.
Tough spot now, but we've seen before that reverse sweeps are possible, but against the Hitman, who has now won 5 maps in a row in this tournament today, it's a hell of a task, just like raising this number above Remo Demo's head, but you guys do well. Thank you, Simon, for the $5. Good luck to all, particularly my man Starbuck. Oh yeah, he needs all the luck in the world now, I feel.
Yeah, all the random bros need to cheer up Starbuck and maybe do a spirit bomb for him because he needs some kind of support. So far, it has been all Hitman. It's been the Hitman show for the last couple of hours here. And funnily enough, Hitman was in a winning position every single game today. He just threw a couple of them away. But seems like now he has found his groove. And yeah, I would love for Starbuck to step away from the cheese and try to play a straight up game, especially if he's favored with his random roll.
Remo, can you tell and show the people how to do a spirit bomb?
It's pretty easy. You put your hands in the air like you just don't care, and then I don't remember if you say anything. Do you?
Chat will tell us.
Take my energy.
I wouldn't be too scared about that spirit bomb, to be honest, but it's all about the spirit, right? Quberte, any final predictions before we go into match points game 3?
I think we're going to see Hitman go for the Farseer again. I'm just going to take that as a guess. He's stuck with it so far. Starbuck, I think, is going to opt for a third rush, is my prediction.
Ooh, okay, let's see if you're finally right today as our game is starting. What race is it gonna be this time for Starbuck? Pretty decisive for the outcome of this match and of course for the entire game. Let's get it on. NA number 1 is just one map away. And that map is twisted and that race is Night Elf.
And this time he's going Demon Hunter, which normally works out very well against the Farseer. If you have Mana Burn, he will need the level 2 first. He's going for the big creep. And he's trying to punish the fact that orcs simply don't scout normally. You can do it with a Peon Scout, but only in the rarest of cases will orcs be willing to sacrifice that lumber. And yeah, with the Demon Hunter, I think already it's much more likely to see a 1-base standard play, not a push strat. And I would love to just see 1 base, maybe a Naga, maybe a Panda, and go for bears. It can be very tough for Orc to deal with on this map specifically.
Okay. Can be later countered by Kodos if they're really hungry, if you've starved them out a little bit before finally releasing them from the bestiary. We once again have a Farseer that it's not too impressive if the Farseer has no mana.
And this is a sight that probably Hitman isn't too happy to behold. Already the wolves are more expansive.
Hitman is laughing and smiling since this game has started.
Really?
Yes. He was kind of cackling right there.
Alright, I wonder why.
It's probably something along the lines of, Night Elf again, are you kidding me?
True. Well, again, Hitman has the faster tech by a long shot. Normally, when facing Night Elf with a Farseer, most of the time you want to play a tier 2 expansion. On this map, being as large as it is, that can work out quite well. But if the Night Elf finds a cancel against it with a good timing, it can also be a different story. And the strong, fast level 3 Demon Hunter is going to be the big difference maker here, whatever it is to come.
Yeah, Starbuck is facing elimination. He needs a strong game right here, right now. And the strong hero he got. Demon Hunter with Immolation creeping is super fast, and level 3 should be right around the corner. And then you burn the Farseer, and then he's rather useless. But what is Hitman doing with his units? Plenty of options. He has to react to his opponent to a degree, of course, but he also might be able to put some pressure on the map with maybe a cheeky Wyvern into Raiders.
And we see Starbuck attempting the expansion. Shift of gears. No push anymore. No. He's going to go for the expansion and mass Dryad play. You get the flute for that as well, which is going to be a bit of a help. And an early level 3 Demon Hunter, which now is going to be strong, moving towards the mid game.
A player's forces are
And the expansion hasn't been scouted yet, and indeed doesn't look like Hitman has been too keen on scouting at all so far.
Okay, interesting. Did he see the Hunter's Hall before, maybe? That would give a lot of information to him. He has a very particular style, Hitman, against talents, with lots of towers and even stasis traps coming into the mix. But here, against Dryads, I doubt we're gonna see this. But the Demon Hunter is finally arriving, putting a lot of damage on this Farseer, but can't prevent level 3.
He doesn't have boots, so it's not too easy to chase down for kills, but maybe he's gonna get that grunt. Wolf block could have been maybe a little bit better. One grunt is gonna go down. Should go down.
praised his blocks before. He's showing it again. Can he outmaneuver him? No.
A player's forces are under attack.
Not today.
FS? He's tanky with the 2 rings and an invo potion, but...
You could just cloak.
Oh, he could just cloak. Yeah, he could just cloak. That's correct.
And then get his healing cancelled. Just a bait though. Demon Hunter, as we expected, looking very strong here on level 3 with the mana burn. And tier 2 is done. Lords will be coming, and so will the Dryads. And with the expansion already up, I am liking Starbuck's position for the first time this series.
Yeah, as he's not cheesing anymore, rather go for the norm. We also have a Panda to back up the damage of the Demon Hunter with Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, really, really good. As there's so much to creep on this map, he will rise to higher levels and just fry these orcs.
TC's not going to be too helpful with the spell. It's probably going to be getting burned all the time. But for the aura and just the body in the front line, especially when he finds armor like he did, he is an amazing tank. One of the best in the game. An invo potion as well. Claws of attack on the Farseer. And here now comes the expansion. There's a wisp right next to it, so this should be scoured pretty soon.
Okay, and then I expect some staff and immolation harass maybe down the road. So far, the burns are fine. Keeping the orc on low mana for as long as possible, buying time for the entangled gold mine to come up, which is the case as well. He's even getting upgrades for the hunts. I'm not too sure if we see owls yet, but what we see is a surrounded demon hunter.
Oh, or is he? Big Daddy Demon Hunter still proving to be very strong here, and a creep jack coming, and this should be the camp going to Starbuck then as well. This is looking like quite the lead that the Slovenian random player is able to build for himself.
Maybe just build himself a little challenge, you know, thinking, ha, NA Lul, I give him a little bit of an advantage. But so far, everything is working out fine. Run to the shop, invo potion here, heal scroll on Hitman's side, but on the cost of a raider.
Top, more grunts falling, also Huntress going down. Big invos available on the TC. Speed scroll to save the grunt and chase with the TC. That's pretty cool. Now the archer going to be falling, and it's a slobber knocker over here. Both players losing quite a bit. More raiders coming in, more ensnared. It's more kills as well. And more wolves are ready, and Hitman does hold on to this creep camp. Wait, the creep's already dead. Got the item. Panda? I am.
Okay. Okay, let's see what Hitman can do with this Farseer down the road when he's constantly getting burned. 2 very mana heavy heroes against the Demon Hunter. Not easy to work with, but maybe he can just dodge him all the time and go for some raider ambushes with pillage. We've seen this plenty in the past couple of weeks. Peons are marching over. Starbuck didn't do anything against the second base of Hitman. Not necessarily fortified yet, especially no cement upgrade, but I'm sure we're working on this, and we absolutely are.
Panda working on his level 3. Gonna get in just a moment. Super strong heroes for Starbuck. He's gonna get level 4 and 3 here on 2 super potent late game heroes. Oh, missing actually just a little bit for the 4, but we'll have it soon. If he feels he has the time and can get to tier 3 as well for bears and such, and perhaps more upgrades, this is going to be a super strong late game army for Starbuck.
Okay, with that you can of course maul down bases as well, but are you fast enough for that against Speed Scroll, Raiders, TC, Endurance Aura? It's a lot about maneuvering, map positioning, and deciding where to go when for what targets. But Speed Scroll used already just to create some distance here.
Yeah, looks like Hitman's trying to get back to his expansion where there's a burrow where he can load the peons into. There's going to be a significant boost in damage, especially against the Dryads, of course. The wolves are utterly useless, and one could just call them detrimental at this point. There wasn't enough experience with the Demon level 4, because there's 2 potions, and this is a scary push.
It is. Muddy in the mix as well. Muddy and the Mauler. Could be a grand band name. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, as everything was clumped up on the left-hand side. And Hitman has an option, either fight or TP out, but if he TPs out, the Expo is falling 100%.
Desperate fight for Hitman. He just seems to be outmatched in terms of heroes and in terms of tech, quite simply. Especially the Farseer here is falling off so hard against the Dryads, plus the Demon. He's double countered. And Panda providing more damage as well. It's not like Starbuck has to win right here. No, he's got the expansion behind it with the stronger heroes in the late game. Starbuck, honestly, almost seems to be in an unlosable position now.
Don't say that too loud. We've seen crazy turnarounds the past couple of days, but judging from what we see, you're absolutely correct on this. He has an Invo Potion, great healing. This Demon Hunter can almost solo what's left of Hitman.
TC even getting surrounded, finally forced to use the Invo Potion. Maybe. Hitman can barely hold here, but the Night Fears are growing so strong, and of course the expansion is still running. Demon Hunter close to level 5 already. Nice block there as well. The Raider's gonna fall. And double level 4 against double level 3. I mean, pretty sure we're gonna make it to a 4th map.
Dude, I don't mind. You know what they say, especially me, more Warcraft is always more good. Especially when these two are playing and you can never anticipate what's happening next. Burrow gone. Everything is so fried already, including the TC. Can he create? No, don't. What? Is he? Oh, Invo Potion. Top tier casting right there, by the way.
That was the classic.
You know, you gotta give the people what they want.
Hitman trying everything to somehow hold on and survive. May have to pop the TP here. Nope, doesn't quite. Demon Hunter on less than 100 HP, ready to re-engage and fry the rest of these peons with his friend the Mauler. That's level 5. Now that was a fun game for Starbuck. And a bit of endorphins moving to map number 4 because, I mean, by now, it is well and truly.
The Doctor strikes back. Chain Lightning, he wants that Mauler, he gets level 4, alright. He was bursting through his consumables as well, so the big healing and the Invo Potion is gone, so it's time to move home. But the advantage is so big that, well, there shouldn't be a way back for Hitman, but it's only a 12 supply lead. But Starbuck also has 1,000 gold.
A player's force.
Yeah, only thing missing for him is the tier 3. Other than that, this game is looking perfect. Gonna go back to the shop. He's got still a good amount of gold. Can buy more items there. The next assault should certainly deal with the expansion and ultimately deal with Hitman. He's got some good right-click damage actually on this Farseer, but I mean, you know, it's just a tier 2 orc army without much nuance against super strong Night Elf force with especially the heroes carrying them. It's not so much about the Dryads. Those are a good counter against the Farseer certainly, but it's the heroes really here who are carrying the heavy load.
And here we go. This might be the final fight of this map. Panda, full mana. Demon Hunter, full mana. Uh-oh, there's a lot of fire. Things are heating up and it's not looking good for Hitman. The heal scroll, okay, that thing was gone, but the second last consumable as we are drowning in Night Elf right now. GG.
So much damage, so many kills. GG, and Hitman loses the map again after a long win streak.
Nice game by Starbuck there. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm hired for. Like I can't get a single prediction correct. So, but yeah, no, good to see a more standard game. And I think the Demon Hunter they're just proving to be like the ultimate counter pretty much against Farseer. Grunts and Raiders not bringing much to the table either. Hitman didn't really get an opportunity to lame the base perhaps and go for a more hit and run style with this army, which I would have felt would be the play you could make with that sort of army. But in the end, Bucky actually able to keep the pressure up on Hitman pretty much for most of the game there, closing out relatively easily.
Oh man, now I'm really curious where this game is going, where the series is going. The first 2 maps were pretty clear, just push cheese strats. The third one, pretty classic, actually. So is there another push coming? Is Hitman confused? Will he find the right approach to battle Hitman? Or will Hitman win this one as well and approach the semifinal versus Happy tomorrow? Let's go and see if we can force game 5, Shallow Grave.
Is it still the Farseer for Hitman? Farseer has 3 good matchups, 1 bad matchup against Night Elf, of course, is the bad matchup. So you kind of have to roll the dice. But it seems like it is less risque than a Blade Master, especially if you anticipate possibly getting pushed, which we have seen 2 times here already. But perhaps also the winds turning for Starbuck, not going for the push, not going for the cheese, worked out better for him. We have the answer for our first heroes. It is Farseer on both sides.
All right, before we go into the ins and outs, we made it to $3,188. Would love to see this at 3.5k. If we all chip together for the end of the broadcast, that would be lovely. As of course we have the FFA finals coming up right after this one. We also got a little bit support from you guys. Thank you TW3 Beelzebub for the 20-month resub, Espe for the 11-month, Witty for the raid, Mango for the tier 2 sub for the 3rd year in a row. That is much appreciated, you guys, as we're getting ready now. Orc Mir.
I get an excellent peon micro here by Hitman at the start. This looks to be a very fast tech, doesn't it? 1 burrow tech, yep, and here comes the tier 2 right away. And trying with the lightning shield creep on last refuge, on Shallow Grave specialty with the renegade. Does it work out? Seems like it does.
Oh, of course, you got that down. Can't really prevent the purge right there, but still totally fine. Don't deny, don't deny. Oh, now you got a lightning shield against him.
He's getting a bit wonky.
Oh, denied, right?
Oh yeah, I did deny one.
Yep.
Ooh.
The ogre was denied.
Did Starbuck do a lightning shield at all? I think he didn't, right? He just grabbed it straight up.
I was a little late to the party there on the bottom right. You know, wasn't invited at first and had to text him again and was a little bit too late for all the action.
Yeah, sometimes when you try to play too fancy, it can backfire, like we saw here, kind of. Sentry Ward was a great item for Starbuck. Good start for the Slovenian.
It is a huge tech lead for Hitman though, as he's not playing Headhunters. He's half tech ahead. But a little slower with everything else. Creep speed should be slower, but normal damage on Shallow Grave, not the ultimate worst.
Player's forces are under attack.
And moving across the map, creeping still a bit with the grunts and the wolfies. Not close at all to a level up though are either players.
What a day, what a series. This was excellent Warcraft so far. I personally wouldn't mind to see a game 5 and then Undead vs Orc, you know? A man can dream.
Yeah, that's the one matchup we're still missing today. Farseer shows up. Can he steal something here with the chain lightning? Not quite yet.
Replenishment potion. Nice to see. Exactly. Sentry wards in the middle to see if it's a panda later or rather a shadow hunter or TC. Creeping continues. Grunt is taking some damage, but that is just preparation for the storm that's to come at the beginning of tier 2. Actually, Hitman faster with the level 3 than his opponent.
Yeah, both sort of with the same creep route, just a different sequence. Get the level 3 here perfectly with many of the greens. And now Hitman is getting the fruits of his labor from the early game peon micro with a much faster tier 2. He's going to have a fast TC and really quick Raider walkers. And just from the lightning shield deny and stuff and the items, I thought this was a good position for Starbuck. Still really good bonus damage on the falls here. But yeah, this tier 2 advantage is a big deal. Can't be understated.
No clear advantage for any of them. TC second And the TC second for Starbuck as well. This will be Wild Stomps. And of course the Endurance Aura is so important in this mirror match. Wouldn't mind to see tier 3s, especially on Starbuck's side.
Yeah, absolutely. The Berserker upgrade on tier 3 is worth a lot. Possibly even Shaman, Bloodlust. And it is. Lodge coming. And tier 3. And Hitman is going to be staying on tier 2 by the look of things. Maybe with an expansion.
Ooh, okay. Can you fight this? Can you fight tier 3 with just Raider Walker? Without a third hero as well?
I think if he wins the fights early, yes. Because he doesn't have a healer. So the longer the fight goes, the worse it's going to be for Hitman. But if he can protect the TC with the Spirit Link, run in, speed scroll, stomp, get the kills fast with Chain Lightning and the Wolves. I think there is a way to do this. Absolutely. Especially if Hitman can set up an expansion. But right now, that is not the case.
Okay, we got creeping on the right-hand side for the TC of Starbuck. A little bit of harass at the same time to delay Hitman's level 3. Very, very tanky cow with 2 rings already. And of course Spirit Link on top. But that will result in a lack of Shadowhunter then. Grunt.
Plus 9 armor.
Yep. Get used to it, buddy. This is the world we live in now.
Dude, TC seems so good nowadays. Dude. There's like rings for days everywhere.
Alchemist, my man. Alchemist with these rings. A beauty.
Doesn't have an aura though.
You didn't even know it though. Four amazing spells though. And some great damage output with chemical rage though. Also,
Well.
he's super cool.
He's got one great spell. That's the ultimate.
What? You say that Acid Bomb is not a great spell?
Nah, it's okay.
Get out of here! It's amazing.
I feel like you really overestimate Acid Bomb.
I think you really underestimate Acid Bomb.
You know who agrees with me?
I don't care.
What do you say
Ankus.
now?
Ankus is a troll.
Ankus is a wonderful human being.
That is correct.
From Poland land.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference, but yeah, that's correct.
Who has a great sense for the game, especially as long as he agrees with me. All right, creep check time. TC for Starbuck is close to level up. Is this enough? No, it's not. Gonna have to TP out. One more Shaman is gonna go down. The Wolves have been sent away to the expansion, but not quite going there, or are they? He's seeing it with a sentry. So Wolves
Players' forces are under
might be able to
attack.
get the cancel if they have the damage.
Okay, there's no dispel here, of course. And nothing you can do about it if it's unprotected. You get the creep spot on the right-hand side. That's the reward. You get the Ring of Archmage. More stats for the TC, possibly. But yeah, Hitman, I got a feeling like this almost has to work. Starbuck is going to be so powerful at tier 3.
Well, let's see the TC creep the red camp and get the... what's it called?
A player's
Medallion of
forces are
Courage.
under attack.
This is gonna be possibly a Giga TC if he gets a few more items.
Wolves again. The Walker is ready. Hits them both. Nicely done.
And then hits neither.
And then it hits nothing, but okay. 50-50, okay? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's exactly how it played out.
Schrodinger's Walker. But still, you know, save the expansion. Job well done. What did Starbuck get? Hood of Cunning. That is rather meh.
Can sell it for heal
And-
scrolls.
Players' forces are under attack.
What's the... I think Starbuck has to make a choice, right? Go for a push with a tier 3 timing, try to win the game right away, or tiny Great Hall counter.
Yeah,
Can he do that, or is that too greedy?
I'm looking at the gold. It's 150 if he sells the hood. He's getting closer, but apparently that's not the play. We're contesting the middle. Continue to harass. Heal. Health stone on the left-hand side. This Walker, dude, saved single-handedly saving that base.
Players' forces are under
Health
attack.
stone for the TC, dude. That's also so good. Sources of healing rather limited. This health stone gonna be a big help. Level 4 fast here. TC almost level 4 as well. This could be a great timing. Ironically for, or unintuitively for Hitman, despite the fact that the tier 3 just finished, I feel like Hitman's heroes are just so strong. And they're juiced up to the gills with mana.
They are. On the other side, Starbuck has 2 great mana potions, which is also very, very good. Bloodlust is getting finished any second. There it is. The army of Starbuck is a little smaller. Feels kind of weird that he's giving Hitman so much time to let this expo work.
The second red camp, hopefully this time a better item. Cloak of Flames. Ooh, that could be really nice on the TC. If he can hold his ground in the front line. He doesn't have rings though. And, you know, I'm not even memeing. TC without rings is a lot weaker than TC with rings.
I 100% agree with you there. We're both big fan of the rings. But here comes Hitman's push. Production of tier 3 stuff for Starbuck didn't really start yet. No counter expansion at the moment. And this might be a wonderful, wonderful timing as you prophesized. Shop is gone already.
A lot of bloodlust. Rah, rah, rah. We also have a lot of disenchant against this. If he times it well. I feel like it's going to be a lot about the TC. Who's going to land the better stomps?
Super weird for Starbuck to maneuver out of this position, out of his base. The only exit is left-hand side to the barracks, but you can always be greeted by nuke and by stomp and by end snares. It's all going to be clocked.
Hitman's getting so much gold. He's supply buff, by the way, at 62. 700 gold, he can't spend it. That's a bit awkward. Now the TC moves out and has one hell of a stomp to start things off. But Hitman with a good return, great stomp of his own. And now the battle ensues. Lots of damage on both sides.
Oh wow, level 4 for Hitman as well. He can go for the semi-final right here to challenge Happy once again. Grunts are falling with that Bloodlust Stomp on the left-hand side, disabling one Raider, one Grunt. Chain Lightning rattling through. This is a wild fight, Remo.
Very hard to manage all of it perfectly. In the Berserkers, they do good damage, but it seems like they're also falling quickly. The Chain Lightning has been doing a lot of DPS. TP out now, trying to save the rest. One more Grunt might be falling, but a lot of units hurt on very low HP and can heal right away next to the shop. And of course now, Hitman can rebuild super quickly. 1,000 gold for him with all that income. Would love to see maybe a tower or a shop at the expansion as well. I think Starbuck has to counterattack right now and win this game right now.
Yeah, but being 10 supply down and bruised and out of mana.
He went for a shredder. What?
What?
He had 200 lumber.
Okay. I don't really get this.
That is so weird.
Usually Starbuck has a good understanding of the game. There must be a great reason for this, but his units are getting caught in the middle. That's 2 more Shaman down.
What are they doing there?
Dying.
Did not get the memo.
Okay. This is gonna be
Stomp!
weird.
Oh my god, Chain Lightning.
No! And you mentioned the lack of rings. It might bite the TC now. This stupid arc is in the way, but oh my god! He's stomping his way into the semi-final.
Yeah, too much. The triple hero by Starbuck, strong, but not strong enough. The levels weren't quite there yet. Didn't have the level 5s. Didn't have the level 3 on the Shadow Hunter. More and more kills. The Chain Lightning has done so much damage this game. The TC might be getting electrocuted towards the end. GG, well played. Hitman in the round of 4.
Damn, son.
He's
There he
giving
is,
himself
congratulating
a little
himself.
applause.
I know he gave himself a clap. This kid's next level, huh?
He is. Absolutely is. Waking up at like 5 a.m. for this competition, falling behind 0-2 in his first round match in the mirror, and then advancing to the semifinals from that position. That is incredible.
And we have him on the call. Victor, the day started out tough for you. You said you were tired. You lost the first 2 maps. How you feeling now? We can't hear you. Seems like your mic might not be working. I'm sure you can fix that really quick. You have a very well made up room, so if there is a new microphone to be found elsewhere, I'm sure that's not a problem.
It's so funny that you are talking about clean and dirty rooms, Remo.
That's the great thing about a green screen. Nobody knows what it looks like.
Yeah, I
That's
feel like you might have a pretty disorganized room, to be honest, Remo. You give off that vibe.
wow. That's
You're kind of this, chaotic, charismatic personality. I feel like you might have a bit of, bit of mess in the home.
I would say it's okay. Tell you what, it's been way worse before. So
All right.
it ain't too bad. Yeah, we're waiting. Oh, did I just see something flickering for Hitman? No. Was he wearing a headset earlier?
well, maybe it doesn't work. He's working on it. Always a problematic part for the players. They can do 600 APMs and do the perfect execution of this game, but getting a microphone to work is a tough challenge.
Tomorrow, the challenges for Hitman are going to continue. He's in the top 4, the second orc alongside Focus. And also there, we see another Korean and Sok. And of course, the everlasting, ever-present Happy, which is going to be Hitman's opponent. And the encounters between the two have been epic in the past. Really looking forward to this one. Oh,
Yo!
now we can hear him.
Oh,
Hitman.
finally.
Bro, how you doing? What a day for you. By the way, did you even sleep at all ahead of the games today?
A little bit. I took a little bit of a nap. It was enough, clearly.
At the start of the day, you said you were feeling quite tired. Did that get better? Did that get worse over the course of the matches? Maps
It definitely
1 and
got better
2?
because I literally woke up like 2 minutes before my first match. I was still like real groggy, but I think I woke up when I first lost my blade. I'm like, okay, I have to start trying now.
Yeah, to us, it seemed like against Soen, maps 1 and 2, you also had a lead, but then it slipped away. Did it seem the same way to you? Did that bother you, or what was your mindset in the first series of the day?
Yeah, I think I was ahead with the blade kills and everything. I was playing pretty good. Sentry wards are broken, so
Yeah.
that's why I lost game 1. I don't remember what happened in game 2. Oh, it was TM. Yeah, I was like 10
Yeah.
supply up, pushing his base with like a huge lead. I don't know how I lost that, to be honest. I thought it was good because I killed his shop and he was stacking tier 3, but I guess I'm bad.
Yeah, but then you had a sick comeback, especially Springtime. The last map comes to mind, where you had a bit of a lead maybe, but was very even all the way through. You both had strong blade masters. And then in the middle, you were able to somehow take a fight against his double heal scroll. How the hell did that happen?
Sometimes heal scrolls don't always win you fights because you can like build units in like ahead of like your opponent using a heal scroll, so you have more units rather than a heal scroll. Sometimes you can just take fights on your side of the map. I don't know. I'd have to watch the replay, but I probably had some other sort of advantage.
All right, one more question from me. When we saw you play against Starbuck, his random, on Twisted Meadows, you were giggling the whole time, the beginning of the game. What was that about?
Oh, I saw DH and I knew the game was over. It was like instantly over. I'm like, I'm done. I'll play it out just for the fans, but it's a foregone conclusion. Whoever is in charge of this Demon Hunter garbage, whichever Blizzard intern plays Night Elf, needs to completely revert this change back to what it was before. 10 DPS, not this 12 garbage. Back to 10. In fact, make it 9. How about that?
Then I'm gonna have to send an email to the janitor, I think, who's doing the balancing over there for sure. So,
Quberte,
did you
any
anticipate
questions?
ahead of time that you would actually take the series against someone who perhaps is one of your inspirations?
I think I was pretty confident because I'm actually like 6-1 against him in series, I believe. A couple of those are like on my host and whatnot, but I have a really good track record against Soen. And I know he takes a lot from my gameplay, so it's not like he's better than me. Like at best, he's on par. So I'm pretty confident against Soen, and I knew Romantic or Starbuck. I was feeling more confident against Starbuck for sure, because I don't really know where humans at this patch currently, but Starbuck was a lot easier than I expected, to be honest. He thought he could go mirror image tower rush against me. Are you kidding? I almost felt insulted, man. The audacity.
The audacity, yeah. I mean, it was a pretty funny strategy. Earlier when you guys were playing, I was hoping to see some mirror image, like in Blade Mirrors. I know it might not necessarily be good, but it would have been kind of cool. And he brought forth the mirror image, but yeah, it didn't really work, especially against CORSAIR. It looked kind of weak.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really get buffed that much to the point where you're actually gonna pick that skill where you wouldn't, you know? Like, you still might skill it on level 3 or 4 against Elf as, like, a third skill, but, yeah, not like some sort of mirror image tower rush. That stuff is garbage.
Yeah, I think we were all kind of surprised to see Starbuck try to rush you those 2 games instead of playing it straight up. How confident do you think you would have been against his human or undead had he ran those races instead?
I just didn't want to play against DH. I felt pretty confident against everything else because I feel like this Farseer 1 Grunt opener is pretty ubiquitous when it comes to playing against random. It just falters against DH, but you can't really win against DH as Farseer anyway, so. Yeah, so you just pick your poison. And I guess I got lucky that he didn't get DH more than once, if that's luck.
Well, I think the stars aligned perhaps for the races he got. Wasn't too successful in them for you. You played amazingly well, especially against Soen. I thought the Blade Mirror was really impressive on your end. And how do you feel now about going against Hap? Perhaps it could use some fine-tuning, but at the end, outclassed Soen pretty hard there, I thought, in those last 3 games. And Happy now, your next opponent.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is that today or later?
Tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Well,
don't worry. You played enough, Victor, today.
Same time. Same time.
It's a little later. You know we have a Discord, right? And there's a schedule channel. And there's actually the time zone converted.
Okay, I'll go check. Reading is hard.
Yeah, reading is very hard. You know what? I'm
you know us Americans aren't that educated, all right? Cut me some slack here.
NA number 1.
NA number 1, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
We saw some great USA chants in the chat earlier. If you check out the VOD, I'm sure you'll be enjoying those as well. Yeah,
absolutely.
You sound pretty confident so far. You said against Soen, you're at least on par, and it sounds like you're more than on par. Against Starbuck and Fortitude, you were confident. Now, of course, Happy is the elephant in the room, the beast behind the bars. So, what's your confidence level against him?
He's a tough opponent, that's for sure. But I've been practicing a lot, so I guess I'll spend some time thinking about it. Prepare some builds. Hopefully I can take a couple maps or even take the win. So we'll see.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Hitman.
Thanks. See you guys.
Take care.
What a great guy. That was a great interview. Didn't expect anything else.
Brings a little bit of spice and color.
Exactly. Can you imagine how chat is going wild if he eliminates Happy tomorrow? I've seen the people go batshit when Focus eliminated Happy from TP League. Imagine this happening here at the W3Champions finals with cameras on and Hitman doing it.
Definition of the American dream.
Absolute definition.
Would be super amazing, but Hitman hopefully is gonna show up tomorrow a bit more well rested, because against Happy, you can't slip, you can't miss. Otherwise, the Emperor is gonna take your head. But they have had super close encounters in the past on ladder, always a thrill. And I mean, I have a dream right here. I look at this bracket and I have a dream, and it would be Sock against Hitman grand final. That would be super amazing. But will we get that? We'll see.
Okay, the bracket as it stands, there it is. The 2 Koreans making it from the upper side of the bracket, and they will duking it out in Human versus Orc. And on the bottom side, we have an Orc once again versus Happy. This is a pretty damn cool bracket. I wouldn't miss this for the world. Tomorrow, the one-on-one games start. Usually, we always had the 2s first, but we swip it around a little bit. At 2 p.m. Central European Summertime, it's Focus versus Sock. Then afterwards, it's Happy versus Hitman. Then the 2-on-2 with Shao Kai and 15 Sway versus Lawlight and Sock. And then the grand final. Championship Sunday is lining up to be pretty damn great.
Yeah, absolutely. Our conclusion is coming. The climax is coming. And we'll see who's going to be the champions. Not just one champion this time. No. We also have the 2v2s. And we also have the FFA going to be happening later as well. Lots of champions to be crowned here at the WR3 Champions Season 14 finals today and tomorrow. The best is yet to come.
Exactly. FFA Grand Final. We got a Neutron, we got Bobby OG, we got Liluami, and we got Godfather. 4 players, but there can only be one true king. And I'll be swapping you out. You guys, you're wonderful for the 1-on-1 and 2-on-2 section, but for FFA, I need some knowledge, and that will then be rulers. But guys, you did a hell of a job. I'm very, very pleased that you are with me. If you want to say some final words to the audience, then this is your stage. Otherwise, I'll take a little break, implement the 10-minute stream delay, and continue with the FFA.
You want to go first, Remo?
It's been a fun day, guys. Like I said, the best yet to come. See you again tomorrow for our decision. Hope you'll all be there.
All right. Well, it's been my pleasure to be here today, casting for the 4th day out of 5 so far for all these wonderful matches that we've had up to this point. Tomorrow, we have some bangers. Hitman and Happy. Will the American be victorious over Happy? Finally, we saw their match at Rareland last time. Perhaps Hitman, can he do it this time around? And of course, Sock and Focus. Doesn't get much better than that in the top side of the bracket. And the 2v2 final of Sock Lolite appearing, of course, again versus Shao Kai and 15 Sway. An all-out Asian final. Who will take the crown there? We'll find out. Don't miss it, guys.
All right. Thank you, everybody. I'll be right back. Don't go too far. The FFA is coming up in round about 10 minutes. Just wait for the stream to reappear again. And thank you all for the great support that you've been showing here. $3,192 currently. Raise the bar and stay tuned for FFA.